Hello, beautiful souls. My name is London from thislondonbridges, and I am so grateful to be reading today. Today's reading is a quick one, all about what you are releasing right now, what you're trying to release right now, what would serve you to let go of. I've been feeling collectively that we're all shedding a lot right now, creating space for the new. So this is going to be a short message kind of diving into what it is you may be wanting to let go of. And then we have a bonus message of how to support that transformation. Use your intuition to choose pile number 1, 2, 3, or any combination of the above. When you've chosen your pile or piles, you can find the timestamps in the description and comments below. And when you're ready, let's dive in. Hello to all those that chose pile number 1. Let's dive in. We'll look at what you're releasing, what you might want to consider releasing right now. So I don't usually read reversals, but we'll take it for this reading. Oh, interesting. We have 2. Okay. So we have for you the Lovers in reverse, the King of Coins in reverse, and the Fool upright. What I'm feeling for you, pile number 1, is it is time to release your barriers to love. These walls that you've built up around yourself and your heart, made out of fear. Barriers to love with romantic partners, barriers to love with friends and families, barriers to love within yourself, right? Take moments to notice when you feel resistance to letting love in, when you feel resistance to letting a little bit more joy and happiness, fulfillment, belonging, all of these good feelings in. By bringing awareness and attention to the barriers to love that you have within you, they're going to be able to fade away that much easier. One great way to find these barriers or these walls that you've created or that society has created, your upbringing has created, barriers to love would be finding where the fear lies within you, the anxieties, the feelings of not enough, right? And obviously that's not like a fear of like jumping off of a cliff, because that's probably just protecting yourself. But finding these fears, like before you have social situations, before you have to make a call or an email, before you need to communicate, before you do something that in all honesty you can do, but you have these fears that say that you're not good enough or that you're not worthy. Same thing with like relationships, dating, talking to people that you're interested in, that kind of thing. So look for the fears, to notice where these barriers are. And this is definitely something that you're trying to release right now. You're practicing releasing right now, would be these walls that have been built up around your heart, around your heart chakra, around your love energy. With the King of Coins reverse, this is releasing scarcity mindset, right? And again, with the barriers to love and the scarcity mindset and all of these things, like all of this releasing comes in spirals, just like lessons do. So you might be releasing one layer right now, and don't be hard on yourself if some of these things still come up, right? We're human, we're here to learn deeper and deeper and deeper. And some of the lessons that we learn feel like the same lesson, but it's on a next level. With that being said, this is releasing scarcity mindset. So feeling like you cannot have more than you do, or that what you have will be taken away from you. And that again ties into this fear or that barrier to love, or feeling like it's safe for you to have enough, right? The King of Pentacles upright, or the King of Coins upright, is very secure, very financially abundant, has everything they need in the earthly realms and more, and is able to generously give. So pile number 1, I'm seeing you really doing inner mindset work, inner healing work right now to release these barriers. Notice when you feel like you can't dream, right? Notice when your brain is saying it is what it is. Why? Why is it this way? Why was society created this way? Why can't we have systemic change and revolution, right? My Oni baby is wanting to climb on the table, so there she is. She's wanting to say hi. This might also mean releasing what your idea of how the world works is, right? Like many of us have been taught that it is a certain way, that the 99%, we're just going to struggle, that there's not enough for us, that we have to compete. And I believe that there's this consciousness shift happening now where we're starting to collaborate more. And again, and that we're starting to see more possibilities of how we could tend to the earth, tend to each other, tend to our differences, and honor and respect that, again, with more love. This can manifest in so many different forms for you. This is you practicing believing that you can have enough, that you are always enough, and that there is more flowing to you with ease. Next, we have the Fool. In this context of what you're releasing, pile number one, I see that you're releasing this like fear again, this self-consciousness, this doubt in yourself. Typically, the Fool looks very confident, at ease, just complete trust in themselves in like the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. In this deck, however, this Fool, this beginner's mindset is looking really worried, anxious, fearful of what others might think, fearful of failing, right? So this is, again, releasing more of that fear, tuning into this place of love. And this sounds really simple, and that doesn't mean it's easy. If you're choosing to walk the walk, reparenting your beliefs, rebuilding your beliefs, like building these new pathways in your brain of what it is safe for you to believe and how you want to walk through and move through this world, like that's brave work. Congratulate yourself for showing up, right? You don't have to just like be magically void of fear and only living in love, but to know that that's your intention, to move towards more love, more abundance, more self-belief. Like, carry that intention as you're moving through your days, pile number one. Let's go ahead and see what message we have to support this release for you in this time. So we have empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Yeah, okay. So remembering that you are of the stars, if that resonates with you. Knowing that your empath skills, your highly sensitive skills, your softness are all strengths. You bring so much love and energy and passion to the world just by being you. And this is a process, again, that sovereignty of letting go of conditioning, of letting go of how we were told the world is and how we were told we have to be in this world. This is about building bridges back to our home and ourself, and our soul's knowing, and releasing what is not ours, the beliefs that are outdated, that are not ours, that energy that sticks to us if we're empaths that is not ours. Really remembering that the way you are is for a reason, that you are gifted, right? Being kind to yourself, being gentle with yourself, and finding practices that really kind of shake off and release the ideologies of others and come back home to your truth. It seems like you're doing really powerful, transformative work, pile number one, and I am so proud of you. So these were the quick messages I received right now for what you're releasing and messages to support that transformation. I am sending you so much love, and I'm excited to connect with you soon. Hello to pile number two. Let's dive in to see what messages we have for you, for what you're currently releasing or may want to consider releasing. And then we'll dive into how to support this transformation. Okay, so for you today, we have the 10 of Chalices in reverse. As I said in pile number one, I don't typically read reversals, but I have decided to go with it for this reading. It just seems right. We also have the Judgment card and the Magician, so two major arcana supporting this reading. With the 10 of Chalices in reverse, okay, so 10 of Cups, 10 of Chalices is like ultimate wish fulfillment. It's this idea of like that happily ever after, where at a certain point in your story, you just decide to thrive, right? You feel love within yourself, you feel love within your partnerships, you have a great family, community, friends, passion, work, Things are flowing, you're having fun, making memories. With it being in reverse, this is you releasing the idea that you cannot have that. This is you releasing the idea that you are not worthy of a happily ever after. And that, of course, is not to say that shitty things aren't going to happen, or bad things, or big emotions, or struggle. But this 10 of Cups represents that change from surviving to thriving. And even with all the hard things, it's kind of about how we respond, right? And how we recover and how we pick ourselves back up. So this might be a belief that all you can do is survive. This might be a belief that happiness is for other people. This might be a belief that you need XYZ to celebrate your life. You need to have more money, you need to have more friends, you need to have more followers, whatever. So this is releasing that idea. Releasing the survival mode is what I'm getting for you from this reverse 10 of Cups of what could be really beneficial to let go of. Usually it's not as easy as just snapping our fingers and having this release completely take place. If you heard that, that is my cats getting food because it's lunchtime. So be gentle with yourself as you're shedding this skin, right? You're outgrowing something, you're shedding this skin. It doesn't mean it's easy. Maybe you're a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. It takes strength, right? It doesn't happen in an instant, but you can choose right now, if you want to. I'm going to keep practicing showing up for myself. I'm going to keep practicing thriving. I'm going to keep practicing living like my higher self. With this judgment, mostly I'm feeling like this is a self-judgment. Sometimes it can seem like everybody else is out judging us. We're worried, we're people-pleasing, we're thinking about what to wear, how to speak, etc., because we want to fit in. Interesting little side bit here. Brene Brown, the shame and vulnerability researcher, who's like super big. If you're not sure about her, look her up. She's super cool. She talks about fitting in is the opposite of belonging, because fitting in means we kind of need to mold ourselves to fit into a space, where belonging, you don't have to change. You are enough exactly as you are. You can be your higher self right now. Anyways, circling back to this judgment. So it feels like we are being judged, and it can feel scary, and we want to hide and we want to fit in. But a lot of times, most times, maybe all of the time, that feeling of fear about being judged is coming from a place of judging ourselves. When we realize that, we can take back our power. We can decide not to judge ourselves. We can decide that we're worth more. We can decide that we don't have to have all the answers. We will never be perfect, and that we can have a dream life right now. As we're calling in and manifesting all the experiences or material items or memories that we want to have, these connections, like, we can be walking the path right now. We can be practicing our joy right now. Also, with the Judgment card, this could be releasing the idea that there is a right way and a wrong way. Right? Reminding yourself that there are many ways to live a vibrant, exuberant life. And as long as you're not like doing harm to anybody, you can have endless right ways of being you, right ways of moving through the world. With the Magician here, traditionally one of my favorite cards, this seems to me like you are releasing the idea that you are powerless. You are releasing the idea that magic doesn't really exist. You're releasing the doubts about manifestation. This could be you releasing the idea that others make the choices for you, that others have more authority, that you have to look outside of yourself to find the answers, the guidance, and your next steps. This is kind of like releasing your need for approval. The spread is all about reclaiming your power, pile number 2, and I love it. I am so here for reclaiming our power. I'm getting this big sense of like this reminder that you can be your higher self right now. And yes, that person can evolve, and yes, you're going to keep growing, and yes, you're going to keep, like transforming. But being a little kind to yourself right now, remembering all your successes, remembering all of the things that you have made happen. If you need more proof, like, wow, I can create, like I get to decide. I get to decide now how I want to live, how I want to show up. I get to choose to stop judging myself. I get to release the idea that I'm not worthy of thriving. And I get to choose to walk the path of my highest and greatest good. But speaking of that, let's get a message to support this release and this transformation for you right now. We have child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. This is stunning. So exactly, reclaim your power. Reclaim your intuition. Reclaim your brilliance, reclaim your joy, reclaim that light that shines so bright and makes bigger waves in this world than you will ever know. Remember that you are supported by the universe. Remember that you are of the universe. Remember that you are the universe incarnated. Your guides, your team, whatever it is that you believe in, have your back. They're so excited to help you during this transformation. They're so happy that this time has come where you're starting to see and feel your worth. And know that by treating yourself with more and more compassion, more and more love, living more of your dreams, you will be helping the collective. It is one of the best things, I believe, the best thing that you can do for the collective is to stand more in your power. To believe in the magic of this life and to believe in the magic that you hold. Thank you so much for being here, pile number 2. I am sending you so much love, and I'm excited to connect with you soon. Hello to all those that chose pile number 3. Let's dive in to see what you are releasing right now, or what you might consider releasing at this time. As I mentioned in the previous piles, I don't really read reversals. They've come up in every single pile this reading, and I decided to just take them because they seem to make sense here. So first thing I noticed, which is interesting, is that every card here is a 4. So we've got 444 energy supporting this release. Okay, starting off, we have the 4 of Swords, then the Emperor, and the 4 of Coins. So with the 4 of Swords here, you might be releasing sleep schedules that aren't serving you, or like sleep habits. Maybe you're feeling really burnt out. You might be releasing excess caffeine. You might be releasing like lots of screen time before bed, that kind of thing. Releasing habits or patterns or actions that end up feeling, that leave you feeling drained. That could also be releasing the feeling that you need to say yes to people all of the time, and instead replacing it more with the feeling of saying yes to yourself in ways that feel really good. The 4 of Swords can also relate to our home and our house. So this could be releasing things in your house that feel like extra clutter, that don't make your space feel inspired or warm or joyful. This can also just be releasing some sorrow that maybe you've carried with you for a long time. Maybe finally letting yourself feel, to process some big emotions, and then like releasing. If you have the ability to cry, you might be crying during this time. We've got a couple days left in Cancer season if you're watching this reading when it comes out, although it is timeless. So you might just be like clearing and cleansing in as many ways as you can, through your schedule, through your home, through your practices, etc. With the Emperor here, the main message I'm getting with this Emperor is that you're releasing, the Emperor in reverse, is that you're releasing the idea that you are not the king or the queen or the royalty. Royalty is much more gender neutral, and I prefer that, right? But that you are not the royalty of your life. You're releasing the idea that you have to look to others to make choices. You're releasing the idea that you don't hold the scepter in your hand. And this is a theme with all of the readings. So depending on your interests, maybe watching them to kind of see how the ideas are connected and bounce off and intertwine with each other. With this Emperor in reverse, you're letting go of the idea that you are a supporting character, if we're talking like TikTok style, right? Like you are the main character and you're realizing that more and more and more. You have agency. You can make choices. You can make change. With this Emperor in reverse also, you might be releasing some disorganized patterns in your days, throughout your space, etc. You're realizing that you can create more supportive systems and structures to support where you want to go with your dream life. And again, this could definitely, with this clutter and chaos, could speak to releasing things in the home, going through your old papers, maybe going through your inbox, going through your phone, organizing and creating like this strong foundation of stability for you to then create with, or create on top of that foundation. You can see here that this Emperor holds the world within their hands on their scepter, right? So you're releasing the idea that the world is just the way that it is, that normal means a certain thing, that we have to stick with what is prescribed, that there's no way that change is possible. You're realizing that you can make change in your own life, and that by living more of your authentic self, you can make change in the world, which is pretty rad, in my opinion. With the Four of Coins, this is about letting go of scarcity mindset more. This is about letting go of this like holding on instead of letting things flow, specifically with finances. A lot of us have a lot of fears wrapped up in finances because in this current day and age, that equals survival. And the Four of Coins traditionally means like kind of holding on to your assets, and being like very frugal, very thrifty, very money-minded, but not coming from a place of abundance. So this is you letting go of that more. This is you starting to choose to invest in yourself more, in the things that light you up. This might mean like making the choice to purchase something that is a bit more expensive, that is going to last a lot longer, or that is more in alignment with your values. Knowing that what you put out, you will receive like tenfold. So again, letting go of what drains us, letting go of the idea that someone else makes the choices for us, that the world just is the way that it is, letting go of this kind of scarcity and holding on, which ends up blocking the flow of abundance. Let's see what message we have to support this transformation for you at this time. So in support of this transformation, pile number 3, we have Star Ancestors. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. Right? So your star ancestors are here with you, helping to guide you through this transformation. They believe in you and they're excited for you to be believing in yourself more and more and more. You might be seeing symbols to help remind you that you are on the right path, right? And that's going to be different for everyone. You might even ask like, universe, show me a frog. And then if you see pictures of frogs out in nature, social media posts with frogs, art with frogs, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be a frog, it can be your symbols. And you'll start to see these things everywhere, reminding you that you are indeed on the right path. This is also just like an openness and a willingness to change your perspective and see things through a different lens, looking at things through a different angle. That really ties into what is possible within yourself and the world. With this card, I'm also getting the sense that meditation is a great way to tap into your inner knowing and build more confidence and belief in yourself in that regard. Also, there's like no wrong way to meditate. So whatever that means to you. You could do a moving meditation and go for a walk. You could sit down in silence. You could listen to music. You could be washing the dishes mindfully and being grateful and practicing gratitude. Like, I am grateful that I have hot water. I am grateful that I have dishes. I am grateful that I have food to eat, that kind of thing. Wonderful. I am so proud of you, pile number 3. And I believe in you fully. And I am sending you so much love. Excited to connect with you soon.